Prayer is two people who love each other. Love each other enough to talk to each other. Better yet, to talk with each other. Which means we listen to each other as well. And somebody once told me prayer is our walkie-talkie to God. And that's great. We have a direct link of communication with God. But when you pick up that walkie-talkie and you press that little red button, what do you have to do when you're done? You have to take your fingers off that button. You've got to take it off if you want to hear God. You've got to shut up and listen once in a while. Prayer is two people enjoying each other's company. Saying how much we appreciate each other. Sharing delight in each other's lives. What are the good things that have happened? What do you have planned? Being honest when one messes up. Do you like it when God tells you to mess up? Or not to mess up, that you did mess up? Do you like it when anybody tells you you messed up? It's asking for what they want. Can you remember the last time you heard God say, this is what I want you to do? And it's being honest enough to follow through on it. It's loving and supporting each other. Our prayers is a moment of praise. It's a moment of thanksgiving. It's a moment to just sit back and say, okay, God, let me have it. And let him give it to you, both barrels. It's what keeps us linked with God. If we stop praying, we stop communicating with God. That communication has to be kept up. That's what Paul meant when he said to pray diligently all day, every day. It's not that we have to talk, whether it be out loud or just in our thoughts. But part of our prayer is listening for God in those moments. Prayer is about God. It's about Christ. It's about the Holy Spirit. And it's an opportunity for us to come closer to God. It is in His grace and His mercy that He gave us Christ. It's that same grace and mercy that He has opened the door to the throne room for us to walk in and talk to Him. For us to pick up that walkie-talkie and say, breaker, breaker, God. And if you're devoted to prayer, you consider God's mercies. You consider that grace in your prayers. That His grace and His mercy towards us, that He does not want us to fall, that He does not want us to stumble over what Satan puts in our way, that we should be praying to Him. If for nothing else, just to say thanks, Dad. Prayer is something we should do every day. I begin my day each morning before I ever get out of bed. Sometimes it's a quick 30-second, hey God, thanks for getting me up. What do you got on the agenda today? Other times I lay there for 5 or 10 minutes, going through our prayer list, going through my own personal items that I need. Prayer is realizing that we have an absolute need for God. We have a need for Him to work in our lives, work in that situation, work in that decision that needs to be made. Charles Spurgeon, one of the great pastors of old, once said that nothing sets a man more eagerly upon prayer than a deep sense of his need of that which he is seeking at the Lord's hand. And what he was saying is that in our prayer, when we go to God, we go into a relationship with Him so deeply discover what He has in store for us. Not just today, but what He's preparing for tomorrow. Prayer is an opportunity to consider what God can do. It's that opportunity to say, all right, God, I've seen what you've done. It's all pretty powerful stuff. Now let's move on. What's next? What do you have for me? What do you have for us? Prayer is much more than what it is not.